So let's just do a fast recap on the principles of religious liberty. It is an inalienable right. It is every person's right, every individual's right. And religious liberty, what is that? A definition of religious liberty. In the American experiment, religious liberty is defined according to the following elements. First, freedom of conscience. Okay? There shall be full freedom of conscience for people of all faiths and no faith. Meaning, no one is going to force you to say you're Baptist or whatever, all faiths, and they can say whatever, they can practice, they can love God, they can pray over their meal, they can pray over their food, they can, be out in a public place and lift their hands and worship Jesus, say the name of Jesus in the public square. It is a right. If you don't believe in that, you don't have to say the name of Jesus. You don't have to bow your head. No one's forcing action, but the ability to speak out in public. This is where we're missing it. The ability to speak out in public, to say a prayer in public, in no way disenfranchises you of your right to not practice or to practice. But what you're getting offended with is the idea you had to hear it. And a lot of people don't like the Christian religion because when we do practice our conscience, the way the Christian religion works is it pricks the conscience. It makes you think about other options, makes you think, well, what if there is a God? I don't want to hear there's a God. I don't want to pray to God. Then don't pray to him. But you cannot stop what you hear in public. Understand? If you're in a church or if someone's outside, I've been at a place in public, in a public square, where a Muslim got down and put his mat down on the ground and started praying towards Mecca. It was real funny because all of these people start respecting him and being quiet and walking around him, which was a respectful thing to do. The problem is, if I'm on the street and I'm praying in the name of Jesus, they all are screaming the F word at me, telling me to shut up. So we have this extreme respect for the minority, whoever they are. But when the minority turns the majority in a Muslim society, they don't give the same right to the minority. They kill them, they destroy them, they make them subservient, totalitarian, they persecute them. But because we are in a Christian society, we also, if he does that, we respect him, give him a moment, whatever he needs to do, and go on. Go on, might talk to him about it or whatever, but they don't even want to hear about it. And that's where it's wrong in our society. In fact, they want the majority not to recognize what they believe. They're mad the majority is Christian. And yet they love the freedoms of America. And that was based in religious liberty. In religious liberty. Okay? Religious liberty and inalienable right. Religious liberty is considered to be a natural or inalienable right that must always be beyond the power of state to confer or to remove. The right to practice any or no religion. Personal practice every week, every day, wherever you're at. Nobody's going to force you, but that does not mean you don't hear other religions. I was working one time at Foley's department store, and we had all these people, and I'm going through here, and they're in lines, and I'm saying Merry Christmas, have a Merry Christmas. And one lady got so mad at me and went and told the store manager I said Merry Christmas. I did say Merry Christmas. Why didn't she turn around? She was Jewish, I didn't know. Why didn't she turn around and say Happy Hanukkah? No, she went through the stores knocking over racks and acting crazy, non-civil. Because I said Merry Christmas. If I can say Merry Christmas, she can say Happy Hanukkah. I'm not going to knock over stuff. I may go home and say, I wonder what Hanukkah is. I think I'll look that up. Oh! But see, we don't do that. And that is where our civility is. I mean, it's just bad. And so you have to understand that the freedom of speech goes along with conscience. Conscience is what a person believes or what they think. And even being able to discuss pricks our hearts to think about the other person's plight or the other person's idea, even if they're way out there. Even if they're way out there. So, I want to talk to you real quick about, let's see what I was going to hit here. The free exercise of religion is the freedom of every citizen to reach, hold, practice, and change beliefs according to the dictates of conscience. The Free Exercise Clause prohibits government interference with religious belief and within limits of religious practice. The limits are that we don't steal, kill, and destroy or harm another. And we have to understand that. Doing lots of ums here. Okay, I want to talk about the involvement of religious groups in public life. We just talked about that a little bit. But many religious groups consider it an article of faith to speak out on issues of moral concern in the public sphere. The Constitution protects the right of religious individuals and organizations to attempt to shape public policy and to exercise their influence. There are presently hundreds of nonprofit groups concerned with religious issues, public life in the United States. Okay, religious views in political debate is protected. It's protected. So, if somebody is saying a religious view, you cannot separate that from politics. This person has that belief, and that belief it's going to be stated. What if a community has a belief? They can, as long as they're willing for the American principles that were found in the Christian basis of free conscience. So we have to understand in public life, it's people are getting all bent out of shape because they don't know even how to practice their own liberty. They don't know how. In fact, they scream over each other. They do all of this weird stuff, and they don't know how to practice their own liberty. They don't. In fact, we're sitting around here, and then they want to attack the majority or attack whatever. No. That's what you want to do it. But the government is not to be imposing and taking money and forcing a religious belief. Does that mean an office worker can't have a nativity on their desk? Or a teacher? Well, she's what? Showing her belief? If a Christian teacher cannot have a small nativity on their desk or a Bible, then a Muslim teacher should not be able to wear the head garb. Because doesn't that show that there's a Muslim? Or a Pentecostal woman shouldn't be allowed to wear her hair in a bun. Or, in fact, we should be offended when we see the Amish going down the road. Because aren't they propagating a certain belief? Even visually? Oh, let's talk about that. You can speak without speaking, but they speak too. But let's say this one. Are the gay rights parade, are they propagating a belief to our children? I don't know. Are the ideas of evolution all through museums throughout this country, are they propagating a belief? A narrative that they cannot prove? An idea? A theory? I say yes. It's a religion. Some people are very religious about it. They get all offended. Climate change is a religion. It's a belief. It's not proven, but it's a belief. So this was just a take on religious belief and understanding its origins are in true Christianity. Sorry to tell you that. You just want everybody not to talk about anything. while you're here on earth, except what you want us to hear from you. Anyway, I'll see you next time. That concludes our study on freedom of religion.